Hey, what's up? I'm Brice Phillips, Max Anstie's mechanic over at Firepower Honda. Let's take a look at this thing. Yeah, we'll start up here at the bars. Max likes the ODI half waffle grips. Everything OEM for the brakes except for the factory caliper on the front brake. Hanger stock, yes. Billet throttle tube, stock throttle housing, hydraulic clutch, Brembo system. Max's Polar that he likes to run on his bars during press day, and that's the watch that he runs for practice and training and all that, but he likes me to take it off for the night show. It's more of a distraction for him. Like the kill switch, I definitely like to keep it high up on top of the bar. Everything about the wiring harness really is simple. We run the ECU behind the front number plate. That's just something special that we do around here. You know, stock is over by the air box is where it's mounted. Keeps water away from it, mud away from it. So he likes to zip tie his throttle cables. I believe Dean's running it right now also. It's just something that he wants us to do and he likes running it. So we've been sticking with it. We've been running factory connection. Mike Hayes has been a big help with Max, and he's been going above and beyond and trying to keep it good for us. It's stiff, but Max does like sort of mellower feel, a little bit softer in some areas. So, and then we did testing with tie bolts and the X-Trig triple clamps. Max did not like the feel on the front end for the tie mounts, so we've been running OEM. I've just been polishing them. Fork height, we're at 1 mil is his base setting. It'll differ between tracks, between like flush and 2 mil. Hole shot button, Max likes to run 185. In the mud, we went down to 175, and that's what he knows can get starts in the mud. Braces on the fork guards so make sure they don't pull out. Yeah, I mean, Supercross is really hard on these wheels, so got to do anything you can to just let them finish the race, you know, if they do break something. It's usually for the front, we wire tie them just in case we get like a foot peg to them or something like that. Front tire, Dunlop spec. We've had a couple tires to test with, and that's one that you wanted to stick with. So the rear, he goes in between 110, 120, depending on the track conditions. It is different to see at 120 on Supercross on a 250. HGS header, HGS pipe, production pipes that we get from HGS and run. We run the carbon front disc guard, run it to protect the rotor. Also, with getting with these deep ruts, definitely helps the rider go through the rut a lot better without catching anything. Moving to the radiators, we got temp strip going. It helps us keep track of temperature during the day and night. Radiator louvers, we are running the twin air covers on them. We have a couple options. We have like one of the rubber ones that they offer us, and we've been kind of just sticking with this mesh screen and been working good. So full titanium on the bike. Brace radiators for the water pump. We run a Bosch water pump with the HRC mount. Something special that we have here, the ignition cover, billet cover, fitted for that Brembo hydraulic clutch. They definitely get chewed up. We have all the covers and everything for the engines Cerakoted. Yeah, it works. Chassis Lab engine hangers have been stuck on this set for a while with Max. We have a couple of other options to make the bike feel a little bit more rigid. He's actually been going from these Works Chassis Lab mounts to stock because Hunter and Jet are running stock on the HRC bike. He likes it for certain track conditions. A lot more flexibility in the frame. The titanium mounts make it a lot more rigid. That's something that we kind of changed from weekend to weekend. In Atlanta, we started on the stock mounts. For the shifter, we epoxy the shifter end caps to keep the mud out of them. We wire tie our sprockets, a lot of wire tie my brakes, make sure nothing comes loose. I actually don't wire tie the steering stem because Max runs it so stiff. It's always coming apart, so Max likes his steering really stiff. It's actually too loose for him right now. I need to tighten it. With the wire harness, it's something special. Definitely one of a kind wiring harness. We don't have anything like this on any of our other bikes. Like I said, ECU behind the front number plate, our connectors right here on brackets that we made in-house, and it's just really special to see the harness is made from our friends at PEP Performances. It's really cool to see that he went above and beyond on the details of it. You can see Max's name and model of the bike right there on the side of the harness. Going all the way around the bike, we keep it pretty simple. Regulator rectifier, we mount it on the frame with a carbon bracket. Pivot and axle is completely stock. We don't change those. Foot peg mounts are stock. We just clean them up and we stripped them and clear coated them. Raptor foot pegs for Max. His are custom. He likes these the best. It has his name on the back. I run the pins upside down, as some would say. I mean, I run them upside down because the cotter pins will catch. It's just another risk that I'm not willing to take. So I just keep the cotter pins up. That's how I've been doing it for my whole life, really. Yeah, we actually cut down a little bit for the grip tape on the side plate. And actually doesn't have any complaints about grip, really. He actually said a couple weeks ago that his boots were too grippy. So I actually took off the side plate grip tape and he was a little bit happier. But yeah, we run anchor tape on the frame, and then we have the grip tape that we cut down on the side plates. We run firepower sprockets. Right now for gearing, Max been kind of sticking to 1349. DID chain, stock rollers, stock slides. It's not really a preference thing, it's more of a gearing situation. It's pretty neutral on the wheelbase, and it's good too because those are the measurements for the wheelbase that Mike has been very comfortable with the shock, and we've been sticking with it, so it's definitely been good for us. Rear wheel we're on the Easy E hubs, A60 rims. For the rear tire, Max has been, you know, like I said, jumping in between the 110, 120, 784A spec tire that Dunlop offers for us here. He's been running this tire for the whole season other than Daytona. We ran the 751 scoop tire. Yeah, rear brake, everything's OEM on the rear brake. Titanium banjos, works connection caps for the brakes. All OEM for the brake pedal. A little polished when I heard you were taking pictures. Brake height, it's usually, for Max's foot levers, he's pretty much the same on both, really. The gear shifter, he likes it just flush, maybe a little bit higher than neutral. Same with the rear brake, he just likes to have that little grab there. And he likes his rear brakes pretty touchy. Same with his front brake. With his front brake, factory Nissan caliper for the front, all OEM for the rest of the system. Max likes his lever super close to the bars. I actually go in 5mm from stock. It's tough to get it so touchy, right? Like brakes are tough to get all the air out. Max likes it super close. Secondary start button, right here we have it on the frame, right under the shroud, so Max can find it. He's not really in a good habit of using it ever, so we have one on the practice bike back home. Full Hinson system that we run here. Max definitely likes the feel, especially with that hydraulic. Custom linkage. The entire engine done in-house by Davalos. He is the 250 engine guy. When Max first got on the 250, because he rode 450 for the firepower team for outdoors, when he first got on the 250, tried to figure out how to get more bottom. It's always, we need more bottom, more bottom, more bottom. We've had days with just the improvements that we made. You know, Marty's been putting his own time and money into this team, and it's really good to see. And you know, have a dyno at the shop. Since Max has gotten on a 250, have been slowly progressing and making the bike better every week. And it's really good to see. We haven't stopped working. Like, everybody's been full speed ahead. Definitely paying off. It's good to see the hard work pay off for all of us. It's definitely something new for all of us, and we're loving every second of it. For the seat, we run SKDA seat covers. Got seat foam, the lightweight Phantom seat foam. Max likes his seats pretty stiff, so I won't go more than like 2 or 3 rounds on a seat. Depending on how the weekend goes, I'll just change out the foam, re-glue new foam, shave down the sides, because he doesn't like how wide the foam feels. This seat foam is a stock height. The width is a little bit wider. Renegade fuel, they've been a big help. Supercross, we run pre-oiled filters that Twin Air offers. They've been a big help this season. And the bars that Max likes to run, we're on the ODI Champ bend. That's actually the same bar bend that Dean likes to run too. And that was really just the most comfortable feel that they've felt. Max actually enjoyed the narrower feel. He noticed that Tomac is running really narrow bars this year, and that was something that he wanted to try, and we ended up on this bend with this width. So we use a lot of froth product here. We like to get frothy, as some of us would say. Deceive has been a big help with that company, and all the cleaning products, a lot of great stuff. In the battery box on the side with the Hondas, firepower battery, definitely the way to go. We usually have a radiator fan. It is an option. I have it in the rig in case we do have something going on. We ran it in Daytona and Atlanta.